a Mexican flag made of food, quinoa, and crickets. Those are just some of the taco fillings Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives host Guy Fieri was surprisingly impressed by. Before Guy Fieri visited the Boston area for the episode Road Trippin' in Beantown, he seemed to expect more oceanside seafood and less top-notch Mexican fare. But the U.S. is a melting pot, one that can constantly disprove preconceived notions. Hence Triple D's appearance at Lone Star Taco Bar in Allston, Massachusetts, and the inclusion of its scrumptious beef barbacoa taco on this list. Starring the slow-roasted, traditional Mexican beef as its central component, the beef barbacoa taco is a perfect combination of complex preparation with a straightforward presentation. Featuring little more than barbacoa, avocado crema, cotija cheese, and pickled red onions, the final product is deceptively simple. But the seeming simplicity masks the fact that properly done beef barbacoa, such as what's offered at the Lone Star Taco Bar, takes several days of prep and cooking before it's ready to serve. It's a process that involves marinating, smoking, then braising beef, which makes the final barbacoa irresistibly tender and moist. And it's even better served in a taco. The image of an assembled beef barbacoa taco is a sight to behold, even from a TV screen. Upon tasting the dish, Fieri gleefully exclaimed,
"Dude, that is smoking hot!"
While it's safe to say that just about every single taco featured on this list looks like it would be immensely satisfying, we haven't been lucky enough to sample all of these selections ourselves. In other words, any feedback from the general public regarding the veracity of Guy Fieri's televised claims is welcome with open arms. So, the fact that Cabo Fish Taco in Charlotte, North Carolina has 8 glowing 5-star reviews on its Food Network page confirms that its mango barbecue mahi-mahi taco definitely belongs here. Featuring fresh mahi-mahi cooked in a mango barbecue sauce, along with freshly prepared coleslaw and standard taco fixings. The taco has a ton of flavor, according to Fieri. The show's host highlighted each individual component, and as he inhaled the taco, was sure to note that the signature mango barbecue sauce was on point. Frankly, while simplicity is often our preferred approach to taco preparation, that's not a hard and fast rule by any means. Certainly not when this taco is as delightful as it is. With only our eyes and others' experience to go on, we can't argue with the obvious. The mango barbecue mahi-mahi taco is a winner. We could have kept things simple and refused to consider any of the more bizarre tacos consumed by Guy Fieri, but where's the fun in that? That's not to say we'd include unusual items, just for the sake of being weird, of course. The fact that chapulines, or grasshoppers, are the main ingredient in this taco from Miami's Taquiza doesn't make us squeamish, it makes us salivate. Obviously, eating insects isn't something the majority of US diners are especially comfortable doing. But while grasshoppers might raise an eyebrow for some Americans, Taquiza chef Steven Santana told Thrillist that it's a fairly standard ingredient in Mexican cuisine. The chapulines taco is served on a house-made blue corn masa tortilla with a hefty slab of guacamole and a sprinkling of chili lime seasoning. Though Guy joked that he felt like the host of Bizarre Foods with Andrew Zimmern while tasting it, he definitively declared the chapulines taco to be the bomb. From what we were able to devour with our eyes, we can't say we disagree with the assessment. Some may be unfamiliar with carne adobada, and that's a real shame. Done right, it's an utterly mouth-watering, slow-braised cut of pork. But don't take our word for it. Just ask Guy Fieri, or rather, watch his face as a finished carne adobada is removed from the oven at Lone Star Taqueria in Salt Lake City, Utah. Between that and his reaction after tasting the cooked pork, it's easy to see why this restaurant's carne adobada taco is one of the best ever seen on the show. Though the cooking process for the carne adobada is fairly long and multifaceted, the taco itself is exceedingly simple, coming in with only cilantro and lime alongside the pork. This is clearly by design, since the protein is the unquestioned star of the dish. something Guy highlighted when he wondered why anything but the carne adobada was needed.
Why even have the tortilla? Just serve it in my hand, or in my shoe, or my pocket.
Of course, while the phenomenally appetizing appearance of the carne adobada taco is undeniable, what puts it over the top is the host himself. After all, if the motor-mouthed Fieri could be rendered speechless for several seconds after tasting, we can only imagine the otherworldly satisfaction we derive from this incredible taco. The best tacos ever seen on diners, drive-ins, and dives aren't relegated to a few cities or locations. They can be found from sea to shining sea or from lake to lake, which may be more fitting for a restaurant in the land of 10,000 lakes. But novelty alone isn't enough to merit inclusion on this list. So, while intrigue likely brought Fieri to Andale, Taqueria, y Mercado in Richfield, Minnesota, the unbelievably appetizing al pastor tacos served up there are why we can't forget it. The marinated, thinly sliced pork product served in tacos al pastor is a widely beloved ingredient, meaning its appearance at a Mexican restaurant was the only thing that didn't flabbergast Fieri during his visit. In fact, even after tasting the finished al pastor taco, he commented with playful seriousness that there was no way he could be eating in a Minnesota-based restaurant. Cooked with bacon and pineapple before plating, the taco's sweet and savory flavor profile helps bring the unexpected dish to another level. The al pastor taco earned its owner a congratulatory fist bump from Fieri after sampling, as well as a genuine compliment for a delightful taco well done. Just as some restaurants on this list are located in unexpected places for an all-time best taco, others are fairly easy to comprehend. With that in mind, no other entry may be less surprising than the Nogada taco from La Santisima Gourmet Tacos in Phoenix, Arizona. After all, not only is the restaurant located in the southwest US, but chef and owner Cristina Guzman is a Mexican immigrant who's cooking and serving her family's own traditional recipes. This includes the Nogada taco, which is a red, white, and green festoon dish that's of particular importance to Mexican culture and history. It's not just the colors of the Mexican flag that make the taco stand out, though. Its incredible complexity, with a filling that's similar to rich, beefy picadillo, also makes it utterly irresistible. The inclusion of several fruits helps give this taco a sweet and savory flavor, while the creamy sauce topping lends a richness. It all led Fieri to declare that
This is like Mexican Thanksgiving in a taco.
Frankly, we were sold by the evocative description and can only agree with any accolades bestowed upon the Nogada taco. Is it fair to call anything you put on a foldable tortilla a taco? That's not meant to diminish the incredible flavors found in some tacos, because they can be superbly delectable whether or not they fit the basic description. Either way, this helps explain why we chose the quinoa and sweet potato taco from Mas Tacos Por Favor in Nashville, Tennessee. Guy Fieri enjoyed this unique concoction in dedication to his vegetarian sister, Morgan. There's no disputing that sweet potatoes and quinoa make for an extremely palatable pairing, but it's also hard to imagine any two items less likely to headline a taco than that duo. Given this culinary conundrum, we're happy to report that it pays off. The quinoa and sweet potato taco benefit greatly from the addition of habanero and jalapeno peppers, ensuring it doesn't deviate from the expected spiciness of Mexican food. Since we're of the mindset that anything on a tortilla is fantastically tempting, it's not hard to envision an unusual taco making our best of list. Considering that the quinoa and sweet potato taco was deemed delicious and creative by Fieri, it's easy for us to declare this as one of the best tacos ever to appear on the show. Beef tacos are hard to top, no matter the style of cow-derived protein. Few foods complement each other quite like some well-seasoned, succulent beef and a soft, warm tortilla. Perhaps it's unsurprising that we're also major fans of barbecue, with a particular fondness for brisket. So, when Triple D visited the pit room in Houston, Texas, wherein Fieri engorged on the restaurant's famed brisket taco, we didn't need our arms twisted to recognize the dish's place in the show's pantheon. The restaurant's almost impossibly tender brisket is the undeniable star of the dish. That said, the other components contribute greatly to what the show's host described as one of the best brisket tacos he's come across. With house-made tortillas and salsa rojo, the brisket taco is, like Fieri puts it, as scratch-made as they come, further increasing our appreciation for the product. But you don't need to just take our word for it. Even Food Network acknowledged its iconic status, posting the restaurant's recipe after the episode aired. Not every killer taco featured on diners, drive-ins, and dives contains authentic Mexican ingredients. Consider tacos a flexible food, capable of hosting just about any combination of flavors and textures inside a tortilla. Given that, it's easy to see how something peculiar, taco-wise, can still end up tasting like heaven in your mouth. Of course, it's much easier to accomplish that when a chef's aim hits the mark, and it does, with the Korean pork tacos from Kansas City Taco Company in Kansas City, Missouri. The Korean pork taco succeeds in nailing the flavor profile with its pork filling, which is packed inside a tortilla. Noting a good amount of spice in the taco after taking a bite, Fieri was quick to mention the most important fact: it's really good. Frankly, we love Korean food and culture here at Mashed, so it's no wonder we find a Korean-style taco so enticing. Topped with a heaping portion of kimchi, this item is a real winner. It's unlikely anyone could walk away from a Korean pork taco without a smile plastered on their face. Some foods are indelibly linked with a particular city, like cheesesteaks in Philly, deep dish in Chicago, or the puffy taco in San Antonio. Indeed, no food represents the South Central Texas city quite like a puffy taco. And while there are plenty to choose from within the city limits, it's difficult to top the one enjoyed by Fieri on his show, the shredded chicken puffy taco made by Taco Cafe. Part of the immense appeal of this item is its resemblance to a regular hard or soft taco. Aside from the deep-fried tortilla, the other flavors and ingredients are as traditional as it gets. Of course, while a generic taco will certainly satisfy, the puffy taco distinguishes itself with its tortilla, which Fieri praised for its crunchy yet soft texture. The enormous serving size earns the Taco Cafe's creation extra points in our portion-obsessed culture, as does the ample praise heaped upon it by the Triple D host. Calling the shredded chicken puffy taco ridiculous with lots of flavor, there is no question that this item has earned its keep on our list. Sometimes it's tough to gauge whether something eaten by Guy Fieri on diners, drive-ins, and dives is as genuinely flavorsome as the relentlessly positive host makes it seem. Quite frankly, it may be more useful to observe his reactions rather than his words. So, this is the case with the Taso Taco from Dirty Oscar's Annex in Tacoma, Washington. One of the biggest reasons the Taso Taco belongs on this list is the taso itself, which is the traditional Cajun pork product. Since Fieri mentioned that the meat inside a taco is often neglected, what helps elevate this particular taco is the proper attention given to the protein. What's more, this Taso Taco greatly benefits from well-balanced construction, with all its components coming through in each bite. Sometimes, the most straightforward approach takes the cake. For instance, if you're a SoCal restaurant located several blocks from the ocean, the use of Mexican flavors and fresh fish may seem like a boringly obvious choice. But who cares when that food is insanely delicious? Not us, which is why the Custo Taco from Haggo's Organic Taco in Leucadia, California easily stands apart from the pack. There's no denying the fish taco is a staple of Southern California eateries, but the Custo Taco, named after iconic oceanographer Jacques Cousteau, is no run-of-the-mill offering. The dish stands out as it combines fresh-caught protein with a variety of flavors to evoke a gourmet fish taco, according to Guy. After sampling the product, Fieri was quick to note that all the different flavors are in balance. He then bestowed what may be his greatest compliment, calling it,
"That is a rockstar fish taco."
Maybe the ocean-adjacent location makes us crave fresh, aquatic meals when we're near the shore. But the fact that the Custo taco has inspired others to visit and record their experience only seems to prove our inclination that it is one of the best tacos ever seen on the show.